Hello fellas, Frankie Days back again on YouTube. Today on YouTube I'll have another build report on Frankie Days Battle of Britain group build on my Airfix 124 scale Spitfire. Uh, Gee fellas, for the day, update today, I did as much as I can what I could do for today. I got my albatross all painted up right now, letting it dry, and I don't want to dare too much pick it up right now. It's still kind of wet a little bit, so I'll leave it be, and I could probably shoot that tomorrow. Okay, fellas, back to the kit. Before I get started, I'd like to thank Clint, the Mad Modeler. Thank you, buddy, for these cigars. These things are tasty. These are good. Those big logs I've been smoking a while ago, they're excellent. They're about $5 cigar a piece, but these little jobs right here, these fill the bill. I enjoy these very much. I'm very grateful to you, dear sir. And I commented on your BF-109, and interesting story about that BF-109. I guess that guy really got ostracized from the Luftwaffe for being married to a Jewish girl back in World War II. Oh boy, I tell you, being a being one of being in a Luftwaffe, I tell you, back in those days, I tell you, if you do anything with Jewish people, they'd probably run you up the chimney. But in spite of that, guys, that was a very good story right there. There's a lot of Luftwaffe pilots that had a heart. There's one right there I was watching on YouTube. I think you fellas probably watch it too. It was called Charlie Brown. He was a B-17 and shot up. He had wounded aboard, and a friendly BF-109E came by. I think it's Steiger. That was his name. And Luftwaffe pilot on the Messerschmitt BF-109E, and I guess he escorted him back to the English Channel and to the White Cliffs of Dover and went back to Germany. If his government authorities found out what he did, he'd be tried for treason. So some of those Luftwaffe pilots had a heart. A lot of them were they had a lot of respect for the American airmen back in those days, and we had the same. They just fight for the country like we were. But besides all that, we'll get back to the build, guys. That was a great little story right there. Clint, on your BF-109, and welcome aboard, sir. And Warren, welcome aboard. Panzer Bill Bunker, he's got some obligations that Leonard Bill to do. He's got some other things he wants to tidy up a little bit, so he may be joining in too pretty soon, which would be very good. And welcome aboard, Bill, if you ever make it, sir. If you don't, it's understood. Don't worry, buddy. I imagine there'll be quite a bunch of other fellas probably joining in too, and poor little Mark, you know, as soon as his collarbone heals up, he'll be joining in also on the group build, and I hope a speedy recovery to you, Mark, on your collarbone. I tell you, I never broke a bone like that before, though, but I imagine it's quite painful. So one day at a time, we take it easy, and bear some thoughts out for you, buddy. And Alex, I hope you're taking heed to our kind suggestions of worrying over your tiredness of working too long of shifts on your job, and I hope you'll be able to get some good rest and get back to modeling build and join us again. And well, we're all very concerned about you, buddy. We don't want you to get all tired and knotted out and everything. You know, it's just like Aaron said, the human mind wasn't wired that way. You only take so much, buddy. I mean, working double shifts, you get tired, you get grumpy, you get edgy. Then you want to get back on doing some model building. You make all kinds of mistakes, and you'll be cursing yourself in the end, and a lot of regrets. But anyway, buddy, just one day at a time. We do your shift, sir. Get in there and do a good job. Get those bums off the street and let them pay their debt to society of what they've done, and get back home and forget about them, because they'll be out in the streets tomorrow. And so anyway, get some rest, buddy. We're all worried about you. I'm worried about you. And okay, guys, now back to the build. I put in, oh, good grief, about 7 hours of my motor today on my Rolls Merlin engine on my Spitfire. I got the cockpit. I got everything all done. I got the engine mounts. I got the firewall installed. I got the joystick installed. I got the control console dial facing installed. Rudder pedals installed. Seat back rest installed. Back rear filler bulkhead. Oxygen bottles. Flutter quadrants. Trim controls all installed inside the fuselage, with the exception of the paintwork. And I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow I got to take my wife to sick bay. She has to go for surgery tomorrow on her hand. She has that carpal tunnel, and it's really giving her hand a really roustabout way of pain and agony. So she's scheduled for surgery in the morning. So after this video, I'm going to hit the old fart sack and get some logs and wake up at 0500 in the morning and get her to sick bay and get this thing done so I get back home and work on my spit. Anyway, I'd like to be able to show you my Rolls-Royce Merlin engine that was used on the Nimble Spitfire. I'll get a little closer so you can see some of the detail, fellas. Try to get this thing in focus. There you go. I had some wiring to it, exactly how Warren done his on the diameter Benz engine that he done. 30 parts makes this engine, so I got some more tune-up to do on this engine. I got some more work to do on it. It needs to be tuned up before I install it. Get a little closer here. I airbrushed the engine with flat aluminum. I let it dry for about a couple hours. Went back and sampled for the drying technique by touching it. So it wasn't tacky. It was all dry. And I went ahead on the governor ring. I added metallic gold on it. It's also back on the intercooler section of the engine right here. This section here. That's all metallic gold with a wash of silver on it. On the governor ring right here, metallic gold with a wash of silver. You can see a little bit of the gold in there, just a tint of it, hue of it. The engine was given a complete wash of grimy black. I took a can of black paint, add a little silver to it, a touch of brown, a lot of paint thinner to its wash. Until it has a consistency of virtually paint thinner. And I give you about 6 coats of wash, with each wash drying in between coats. And it gives it builds it up. And that is that on the engine. So I got some more work to do on it before the finished product is installed to the fuselage halves of my Spitfire. And on my Spitfire, on the starboard side of the fuselage half right here, I'll swing around. I didn't do paint work, guys. I got all the stuff. I got all the interior detail done on it. I got the rudder pedals. I got the pilot seat installed. I got the headrest installed. I got the bulkhead. I got the rear bulkhead back over here installed. I got this bulkhead installed for the seat. I got the other quads and trim controls are installed here, as you can see. And I'll turn around a little bit. You can see the. Well, let's go forward here. Getting backwards with this camera. Like I say, guys, I'll get my webcam going. I'll get the other camera going real soon. Let me get this thing turned around, guys, so you can see it. Oh, hell, I can't see it that way because it's closed in, but there you go. That's a good bingo. Excuse the foul up there, fellas. It's going to be all painted gray-green on there. And once the interior is completely painted, I'm going to go ahead and give it a wash. Give it a wash of black to highlight the details in it. Once that's all done, on back of the, this is a wonderful touch that Airfix has done. It's probably the first they ever did. A trumpeter and other companies probably got the idea from Airfix, which was a brilliant technique to do for the dial console on the facing of the fuselage. On this section right here on the controls the dial console, there's a transparency a clear acetate transparency fits behind here, and the instructions indicated red. And so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and paint them white and highlight some details with some black dry brushing. And then I'm going to go ahead and install the same in the back of the dial console, and give the illusion of glass dials, and give it a touch of crystal clear on there to be able to give it the effect of glass. I got lots to do, fellas. So I got the primary parts all installed, and that way they're cemented in the fuselage. Don't worry about coming out, because like I said before in previous videos, paint does not adhere to glue. And so sure shoot, if you start gluing parts where it's painted at, it's going to come off. So that's my technique. Every model build is different, fellas. Some guys, there's some assemblies of the fuselage flooring is done with the pilot seat, yokes, joysticks, frontal quadrants, dial capsule, dial facings. All that is done as a separate unit and painted, and then installed to the pre-painted fuselage by the use of locking tabs. But this doesn't have locking tabs at all for the interior parts. It's more or less as a series of locating slots where the bulkheads and the firewalls all fit to the fuselage for proper seating of the parts. Then the left fuselage is joined to the right, and next to them would be the control surfaces and the wings. I'm debating on cutting the flaps out in this and dropping them. I probably will. The landing gear in this model is retractable. It's a gimmick model, so I'll probably end up doing that. Let it retract. I've always was a gimmick kind of a guy, and it brings me back to my days of boyhood when I was messing around with gimmick models like monogram models and stuff that Lindbergh, comic kits they had, and operational features. Those gimmick models back in the days that actually sold the model itself. Anyway, folks, I'm running out of time out here. It's on 12 minutes and 12 seconds and counting. And this is a video of update of part 2 of my Spitfire Battle of Britain group build. And Warren's doing an outstanding job on his ME-109. So I surmise probably by tomorrow, maybe sometime, or even by tonight, he'll probably post a video of the interior detail. So him and I are pretty well neck and neck right now on our build. Although he had a head start, I imagine he's got all his interior parts all painted and the fuselage together already. I don't know. I haven't built a. I got two of those 1/24 scale 109s in my stash. One's an NPC kit, one's an Airfix. NPC is the division of Airfix, so it's still Airfix, no matter how you slice the apple pie. Anyway, folks, this is rambling right here. It's time for me to sign off right here. The time's going short. The good folks at YouTube are showing their grace of extending me some time on my YouTube presentations beyond 10 minutes. So I'd like to thank everybody out there for your comments on my last video. And Alex, you take it easy. Get some rest, buddy. And Clint, the Mad Modeler, thank you very much again, sir, for these cigars. These are excellent. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, and may God bless. And we'll catch you on the next YouTube, which will be by tomorrow. I should have the completion of the painting of the fuselage, and the fuselage will probably join on another video. So anyway, folks, thanks very much for tuning in, and may God bless, and happy modeling. Bye, boys.